What is up, YouTube? It's your boy ChasmRift here, and today we got ourselves an interesting video. So last night we got news that Pokemon Unite was gonna have a game update, and this is good. It shows that, you know, whether it be the Pokemon Company or Tencent Games, they're serious about this game, and they care for it to actually be a fun and balanced experience. And you know, for a potential competitive scene, this is actually really great to see what happens. Now the question today for you guys would be, has any of your mains been affected by this balance patch, whether it be buffs, nerfs, or somewhere in between, or they didn't get touched at all? I want to know your thoughts and opinions on that. So first things first, we go through here. They're talking about bug fixes, text fixes, but the big one right here was spectator features being added in. This is really great to see because it shows that this game will more than likely have a competitive future. Now with the spectator mode, it means that if there's to be any official tournaments going on in the future, or hell, even the grassroots tournaments, people can use the spectator feature to be able to see what's going on in the matches, as opposed to, you know, banking on someone to, you know, stream it or to record the game capture of it. I'm not going to talk about what game that is that I'm mentioning, but, you know, it's great to see these features in a Pokemon game. You know what I'm saying? Now we're actually getting to the changes that's happened. I'll give my thoughts and opinions on them as we go. So first things first, Charizard, of course. Flamethrower cooldown was reduced, but its effects was strengthened. Fire Punch was buffed. Fire Blast, the cooldown reduced, and it also got buffed. So Charizard, Pokemon I think that was very strong. It was good, but it wasn't like the best. So I agreed that it did need some buffs. The buffs to Fire Punch and maybe even Fire Blast as well. I'll say yeah, that's the right way to go. Flamethrower though, I did not expect that to be the case, because Flamethrower is actually one of the strongest qualities of Charizard in my opinion, because of the fact that it can Flamethrower to, you know, slow you down as they are retreating, or maybe their teammate is retreating, or people just Flamethrower and then pop an ult to, you know, have that invincibility and good damage off on you. So I don't think this is really much of a good thing, but only time will tell. Talonflame is basically in the game now. It's a whole new Pokemon. Acrobatics, damage was increased. Aerial Ace, damage increased. Aerial Ace Plus, damage increased. Fly, damage increased. This is great to see for Talonflame, because for myself and many others, we have been clowning about Talonflame not being very good. This is in conjunction with, one, Talonflame just wasn't great to use in like actual fights, and two, Talonflame players tend to have the lowest IQ out of all the Pokemon Unite players. Only one who's on par with Talonflame in terms of low IQ is Zeraora, but Zeraora is really good, so that was like a pass. But yeah, I've seen Talonflame players who just play like they don't know what they're doing, and I'm not talking about just a standard where it is possible. This is happening in ranked. So yeah, I'm glad to see that they gave damage increases, because it means that Talonflame can actually be very viable, potentially have great mobility, has great scoring speed, and now it can actually fight people, which is great to see. Venusaur, Sludge Bomb, it got buffed. Pedal Dance, move upgrade, I don't know what they mean by that. Solar Beam, the cooldown got reduced, which I don't know why. And then the damage was increased for the Unite move. So Venusaur was also one that needed buffs, because the flaw of Venusaur was that when you go for one of his big attacks like Solar Beam or Pedal Dance, it's easy to dodge. You can just step out of the way, sidestep it, or whatever, and it means that Venusaur really just missed out on his quality as an attacker. Now the cooldown for Solar Beam I don't think needed to be reduced. If anything, just strengthen his normals with a balanced out the fact that, hey, its big attack is a huge risk reward. That's just my personal opinion. Absol, basic attack got bug fixes. So Night Slash and Sucker Punch both got buffed. So I was told that these aren't the best moves for Absol, but the fact that they got buffed makes Absol a very scary Pokemon, because maybe now with the buffs to these moves, they make them comparable to the other moves it runs, which is Pursuit and whatnot, and maybe this will allow for some interesting combinations to go on for Absol, and could make it to the point where if you want to learn Absol day one, you in theory can't really mess it up, because all of the moves could potentially be a great set for it. Plus, it has great damage when it comes to the crits it has. So Absol could potentially move up a tier, and it can be an S tier Pokemon, or it could, you know, if you check my last tier list video, it could just stay where it's at, but I highly doubt that. I think this is an A tier Pokemon, if not S. Alright, Wiggly Tough, so it increases defense, the def, and HP all together. Its double slap got buffed and Sing got buffed. I'm glad to see this because Wiggly Tough, while it's a decent pick, it wasn't the worst thing in the game. Just like Pokemon like Snorlax being able to use Yawn was basically like a stronger option in terms of putting Pokemon to sleep. But seeing Wiggly Tough get buffs is really nice. I wish they would have done a little bit more, but I guess buffing his overall stats was the best way to help out as a support, because I really don't know like what Wiggly Tough does in that support role. But it never was the worst because Talonflame was in the game, so yeah. But now we may be looking at the worst Pokemon in the game unless these buffs are significant. So Eldegoss is a pocket main for me. I'll give my opinions at the end about how I truly feel, but Cotton Guard, the cooldown, it has a bigger cooldown and its HP restoration was decreased. Kaidaspore, the cooldown got reduced, meaning that you can get Kaidaspore out there really soon, and its effects on Pokemon nearby was increased, and then as Unite move, the HP was decreased. Alright, Cinderace, its attacks got nerfed, Blaze Kick got nerfed, Faint got nerfed, and Pyro Ball did get increased. So overall, I say like this is probably just a bigger nerf than buff, because Pyro Ball was Cinderace's like go-to move. It's really strong, so the buff is appreciated to kind of balance out what's going on. But I think just its normals being nerfed is a significant change, because Cinderace, they're really good at hitting you from long range with their normals and then going for like a Pyro Ball or whatnot. So we'll see how this plays out, but it seemed like Cinderace really did get nerfed overall. Gengar, let's just talk about Shadow Ball. The damage got increased, okay. I'm fine with that because Hex got decreased. They didn't mention like a cooldown for it like we see right here with Eldegoss, but Hex did get decreased. We needed that nerf. I cannot stress it. We needed Hex to be nerfed. That move was too broken when paired with Sludge Bomb, because I've seen people play and they're getting like 14, 15 KOs with this thing. They're going for Sludge Bomb, then they're going for Hex, then they're going for Sludge Bomb, then they're going for Hex. And it's like, bro, where's your cooldown at? Because apparently by the time your Sludge is done, you have about 1 second left before it can pop out of Hex. Dream Eater, upgraded, cool. Doubt anyone's gonna be really using this unless Hex nerf was that significant. Alright, Zero Aura. So Zero Aura, Wild Charge got increased. Don't really agree with that, but it's whatever. Unite move got decreased. That's a middle ground like change. Like on one hand, its Unite move was really good because I've seen people just pop this at the very, very last second and get an unfair KO. But at the same time as Wild Charge, the fact that this move can be used to escape but also come in and attack, I don't know why they increased it. I'm glad they nerfed something about Zero Aura, but this isn't what I had in mind. Alright, Cramorant, Whirlpool, damage got decreased, dive got increased. Alright, cool, whatever. Machamp, so Cross Chop got decreased and Close Combat got increased. I guess they realized Cross Chop was really good for Machamp, so now people will have to either use Close Combat or just the change between these two are pretty comparable. We'll see. I'm not a Machamp main, so I can't really speak too much on it. Picario though, nothing really, just bug fixes. I wish they actually did nerf Picario's normals to start off the game, like just the overall damage at between level 1 through 4. I think that'd have been nice nerf, because Picario does a lot of damage at the initial part of the game, but then after that it kind of mellows out when everybody gets to evolve or level up. But I think that would have been a nice little nerf to have on Lucario for a Pokemon that doesn't have to evolve. Greninja, nothing crazy, and then Ninetales Snow Warning, they're probably fixing the bug involved in that. So, out of this entire list, my mains, Crustle and Pikachu, did not get touched, which I am happy about. I think they're both balanced. I think they both are fine the way they are. Now, the big one that actually does affect me is I have Eldegoss as a pocket main. And for me personally, as an Eldegoss player, while I don't play as much as Crustle or Pikachu, I am someone that means I'm usually on the other side of an Eldegoss matchup. And I agree that it did need to be nerfed. Cotton Guard is way too good. Like when I played with Eldegoss or I played against it, Cotton Guard has saved its life way too much. On top of that, giving it a buff to its allies, it could be really problematic. There have been moments where I had 2 allies with me. I used Cotton Guard, and because they're able to survive a little bit longer, we're able to put way more pressure on the opponent than normal. So I can see that being a significant nerf, because I think Eldegoss is going to be like not a must-have for teams in the future, but it's a very strong option to have when it comes to playing ranked. Now, Cotton Spore, I'm fine with them actually buffing it, because Cotton Spore wasn't really as good as Cotton Guard. Cotton Guard gave you the buff to your defenses. Cotton Spore slowed down the enemy. And it's like, look, if you could survive the hits, it's better than slowing down the enemy. Because in theory, let's say there's 0 aura on your ass, you want to have a Cotton Guard over a Cotton Spore in that situation. But with the nerf to Cotton Guard and the buff to Cotton Spore, now you don't have to fear that matchup too much, because now you can slow them down, and it'll basically be as comparable as just having the overall Cotton Guard, recovery. But then your night move, yeah, this one definitely need to be nerfed. I've seen like Gardevoir get like 60% of his health back immediately when you pop his Unite move, and that's absurd. I'm sorry, but that is really absurd. Now overall, I'm happy about this. I hope we don't see too many balance patches happen over time, because I was hoping we see the game breathe a little bit before they did this. I'm glad they did it, because this is not too long after they gave out that survey to people and asked for feedback on Twitter. So that shows that they really are listening to the fans. To the extent that they are, I don't know, because some of these buffs and nerfs are questionable in my opinion. Like the flamethrower is a questionable one. 0 aura with its wild charge being increased, like those are some of the more questionable changes I've had my eye on. But overall, I'm glad to see that they are listening to the fans, and that they are trying their best to make this a really viable game. Alright, one more thing before I forget, y'all. I forgot to mention that out of this balance patch, I'm surprised they didn't mention anything about Zapdos. Now, we've all seen the memes. We all know how broken Zapdos is. We've all played the game extensively. We know that we've won games that we shouldn't have because of the power of Zapdos being broken. I think it would have been cool if they said, like, yo, for this trial period, like a week or 2, we're gonna, see some changes to Zapdos, whether it be nerf the insta dunk cooldown time to a minute, or maybe just nerf how many points you get for knocking out Zapdos, or somewhere around that ballpark. But yeah, I'm surprised about that. Maybe because of some S9 takes out there about like, oh, just defend, bro. Just defend for a minute and a half against insta dunks and people with 50 points to dunk during double points. And maybe people put that in the survey and they decided, oh, maybe Zapdos isn't broken. But if you're a sensible players, we understand how strong that bird is. So yeah. So yeah, just let me know your opinions down below. I want to hear your thoughts on all of this. Was there anything that I missed when it comes to these breakdowns? Was there anything significant that I'm just overlooking? But yeah, about to get out of here. Answer the question down below, and bye.